on the station that's on your side. This is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
We are approaching night 2 in the search for 2 missing boaters on Clarks Hill Lake. Crews now searching by the land on the shoreline and there in the water for more than 24 hours now. Georgia DNR telling us a man went overboard yesterday. His friend jumped in to try to help him. Neither one resurfaced.
Family members tell us the man who went in first is Edward Kirk Jr. News 12 City Heiberger live for us from Clarks Hill Lake, leaving the Cherokee boat ramp. City, you've been out there all day, so what can you tell us in the search? What is the latest out there?
Laura, exactly the second day of searching. We can expect to wrap up here as the sun continues down, but I'm going to go ahead and step out of the way here to show you what's going on here. Boats still coming and going from the shoreline. Search teams got out here earlier this morning at sunlight at 7 a.m. You can see Columbia County divers, DNR sonar teams, deputies from several agencies searching the shore and the water. It's a difficult task, though, they say, because this water can be anywhere from 30 to 100 feet deep. What looks like a calm day on the lake is anything but for the family of 2 men who went missing while boating on Sunday.
I'm holding to every bit of hope. I mean, whatever, every possibility, that there could be, I'm holding on to that.
Lakeisha Johnson says her brother, Edward Kirk Jr., is one of the missing men. She says EJ is a well-liked guy, full of life, and a father of 4.
It's really hard, and just as far as just thinking about his babies.
For crews on the water,
we're going to do our best to try to locate those 2 subjects.
the search hasn't been easy.
Any lake or river or anything like that, it's got structure that you have to deal with. It's got current and depth, water depths, and then right now with the water temperature, so everything is a variable in how quick you'll be able to recover something.
Family tells us somehow Kirk ended up in the water and one of his friends went in to save him. Reports about how he got there vary.
We really don't know what happened. It could have been a number of things.
There's varying stories, and but ultimately, it just the end result is the same. My brother's missing.
And those water temperatures out here, about 66 degrees, crews say. And they got here at first daylight, 7 a.m. around that time this morning. They'll be here till sundown. Likely will do the same tomorrow. But DNR says their main priority right now is just to find these 2 missing men. Then, of course, once that is done, they'll really hone in onto what circumstances could have led to this.
It's a sad story all around. Sydney Heiberger, live from Clarks Hill Lake. Thanks for that update.
More news ahead, but first,
full moon tonight and the rest of the week's forecast in just a little bit.
Riley, thanks for following up with Aiken County leaders after a violent weekend.
1 teen is dead, multiple other people hurt after 3 separate shootings. News 12's Brady Trapnell talked to a couple of county council members about what they think needs to happen to try to curb some of this violence.
Multiple different shootings in Aiken County over the weekend, including here at Free and D Boulevard, where a 64-year-old woman was caught in crossfire, and witnesses reported hearing 9 different gunshots. Now today, councilmen are calling on the sheriff's office to take some action.
It's unfortunate, and it's not a normal thing for Aiken.
In one weekend, 18-year-old Joseph Copeland shot dead, and 3 others injured in separate drive-by shootings. Those impacted range from age 18 to 64.
The police presence definitely has to be more in these areas. That's the first thing. You have to have some sort of deterrent.
County Councilman Andrew Siders says it was disturbing to hear about this violence, but not surprising because these kinds of shootings are starting to trend up. Storm Branch Road in Beach Island saw 2 drive-by shootings in the past week. In the Augusta-Richmond County region, FBI crime data from 2019 shows about 50 murders and manslaughters and nearly 2,200 violent crime incidents. Across the river, Councilman Siders is encouraging the sheriff to do more.
We will do whatever we can to give him the tools that he needs to fight this type of crime.
But Councilman Willard Hightower says more regulation will keep guns out of bad hands.
Yeah, make it harder to get them. And the people who use them on each other, they wouldn't pass the test.
On scene at Kershaw Street and Barnwell Avenue, we saw public safety making rounds this afternoon. But whether any of these shootings were gang or drug related, law enforcement would not say. I've reached out to both the Aiken Public Safety and the Aiken County Sheriff's Office, who've worked many of these shootings, and they said they didn't have any information for us at this time. They also don't know a motive or cause at this point. Reporting in Aiken County, Brady Troutnell on your side.
Brady, thank you. We also reached out to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office for their recent stats. And so far this year, deputies have reported 81 shooting incidents. That's compared to 211 incidents reported in 2020. The Sheriff's Office says there have been 8 homicides this year. There were 30 in 2020.
AU Health has a new pop-up vaccine clinic in South Augusta, so starting Wednesday, you can get your shots at Diamond Lakes Park in Hepzibah. AU is still working to try to get vaccines out to those underserved and minority communities. You can register at augustahealth.org/vaccine if you're interested in that.
Lots of road work underway in Georgia. More than $270 million in COVID-19 relief money for different projects around the state.
And today, Governor Brian Kemp was in our area. He was at a roundtable in Jefferson County to highlight some major work happening there. News 12's Wrdw has a closer look at the plans and how it'll help improve transportation in our rural areas.
The traffic barrels are out in Jefferson County as GDOT is working on some major projects, one of those being the widening of the US 1 bypass. It's something state officials say will not only help the CSRA, but everyone in the state of Georgia. Over the next 3 to 5 years, orange barrels will likely be the new roadside attraction in Jefferson County. GDOT crews are beginning work to widen part of the US 1 corridor.
It's game-changing for these large corridor products, and specifically when you're talking about a rural area like Jefferson County. You know, locals have really been hammering and wanting this work.
Now, nearly $300 million going to improving transportation in rural Georgia. We'll have all 4 projects active at once. It's on a 21-mile stretch from Rennes to Wadley, trying to widen it from 2 to 4 lanes, and a quarter of those vehicles on those lanes are truckers.
Here's the big trucks. Obviously, with commerce, economic development, everybody's trying to leverage that, specifically with the port growth. The tentacles of that reach far outside the Savannah area, and Jefferson County is one that's trying to take advantage of it.
That nearly $300 million coming from the COVID relief funds from the state, which has been behind this project since the start.
This one, quite honestly, was one that was at the top of the list.
Governor Kemp, speaking to county officials, says these projects only help improve our economy, infrastructure, and freight and shipping in the state.
I think that this is the kind of thing that really helps us move the needle on strengthening rural Georgia.
And GDOT is always working to make sure these projects are a top priority in the CSRA.
We live in these communities, we travel these same roads, so it's very important to us to make them as good as possible and use the tax dollars wisely.
In Jefferson County, Wrdw on your side.
Well, also, heads up, there's some work going on along the Gordon Highway this week. Crews are going to be repairing median barriers from Walton Way to near Deansbridge Road. We pulled the numbers on roadwork projects in the area. There are currently 18 road projects underway. Construction, that's happening all across the river region. 10 of them are in Richmond and Columbia County. So heads up, give those guys space to do their work, Riley, and keep it safe for everybody.
And luckily, weather-wise next.
Plus, our I-team uncovers financial woes in Allendale County in an all-new investigation, Broke and Broken. Next.
I'm Mike Hobbs. Plunkett Heating and Air. We're in the neighborhood.
Tonight, an all-new I-team investigation, Broke and Broken.
State senators, county employees, farmers, and the superintendent of one of the lowest-performing school districts in our area are all demanding answers.
Simply put, they want to know why one county appears to be flat broke. They're demanding the county treasurer explain why their tax dollars aren't even covering the basics, federal taxes, and local school bills.
I-team's Liz Owens exposes Broke and Broken, the tale of Allendale County.
Allendale County was already struggling to make ends meet even before 2020, but the pandemic put a spotlight on the county's problems, even catching the eye of the governor himself.
Fields of farmland leading into a downtown could paint a picture of Norman Rockwell's small-town America.
My grandfather started it in 1947. He had 2 mules and a plow.
Farmers like Angel Bradford will tell you the scenery here is about the only peaceful thing in Allendale County.
There's definitely something not right.
A trove of letters marked with state seals tell another story. State Senator Brad Hutto wrote Governor Henry McMaster on December 10th with the subject line, Allendale County Treasurer, urgent request. The letter raises multiple concerns over Allendale County's finances. Audits show there is reason for concern.
In this letter, the Department of Revenue tells the governor's office
Allendale County has not timely completed this audit. Audit reveals a number of troubling findings. It also shows payroll tax payments were not recorded correctly. What's more, the I-Team found the county can barely pay its own employees. We obtained this email from the VP of the local bank to county leaders. There's a deficit amount of $1,342.46 needed for the payroll wire transfer to be settled and sent out today. 3 months earlier, the school superintendent sent this letter to County Council. Allendale County continues to experience difficulties in receiving tax revenue in a timely manner from Allendale County Treasurer's Office. This unorthodox way of handling business by the county treasurer is preposterous. Yet another letter. A group of concerned citizens sent this to the county administrator last summer, writing, "We are concerned that due to the lack of knowledge about our finances, our children ultimately suffer."
We're concerned about the lack of financial knowledge of our county.
For months, the people of Allendale County have asked County Council for answers. And for months, Council has pointed the finger to this office.
So, that being said,
The questions that could probably be answered by your treasurer's office. She was an elected official.
Rick Gooding is the chairman of Allendale County Council.
Allendale County, we've been late almost every quarter getting the schools their tax money, which they needed.
Finances are weighing down more than just the county. It's weighing down the youngest and the most innocent. The poverty rate among children in Allendale County is the highest in the state. They have the least access to broadband out of all 46 counties, making at-home learning an even bigger challenge. They are also the only students to have their school seized by the state, not once, but twice, despite nearly 80 cents of every property tax dollar going towards education.
Where's the money at?
That's a good question. We don't know.
As an elected official, I would think that all of you, yourself included, you would have answers to that.
Council, every month we get an expenditure report. However, we do not get an income report. We don't know how much money we have coming in.
Griselle Cheney has served as the treasurer since 2003.
Why have you not been able to produce that?
It's not that it hasn't been produced or it hasn't been provided.
Cheney tells the I-Team Council has had access for years.
The county council has had viewing of all accounts since October of 2014 and put themselves on every single account so that they could have access to all the accounts.
The county council?
Yes. At that point, when I found out, was when I received my bank statements in October of 2014.
We fact-checked her and requested proof in an open records request. Griselle sent the I-Team these bank statements that showed the name H. Carl Gooding is present on county accounts in October 2014. We continue to fact-check. This statement shows his name remains on this account 7 years later. The name on the accounts should ring a bell. Carl Gooding is Rick Gooding's father. Dad is the former chairman of county council. Son is the current. They currently serve on council together. They also work outside of council together. Dad is the owner of the local radio station. Son is the owner of the local advertising company. The Goodings also run Cooterfest. The I-Team did not find any laws or regulations prohibiting a council person's name on a county account.
Do you think that there's some questionable spending going on? Unwise spending?
I don't know, because I don't do the revenue side. I don't do the expenditure side.
The I-Team found the county went $100,000 over budget to build a park, which is not in operation. We found Allendale County donates $30,000 to Denmark Tech. That in turn pays Councilwoman Teresa Taylor $30,000 to recruit students. The county also agreed to pay the same councilwoman's legal fees when she filed a personal lawsuit against her former employer, the state of South Carolina. It led to a consent order by the State Ethics Commission, but her attorney bills are still going to Allendale County. Recently, despite outstanding audits and bills, county council voted lifetime health insurance benefits for themselves last year.
Do you think that was it's a good use of money?
Probably not. No, I don't think it is at all.
Why'd you vote for it then?
Not thinking, just really wasn't thinking. I just felt if somebody been putting up with all they put up with down there for all these years, it might be a good idea to go ahead and give them something to at least get something. You don't get a whole lot from being on the Allendale County Council. You get a lot of headaches.
You're right. There's a lot of finger pointing.
Bill Goodson returned to his childhood home of Allendale a year and a half ago to be the county administrator.
The fact is, we need, out of the treasurer's office, income from this county from last year. I need a report on my desk, per her statute, how much money she collects every month.
South Carolina code states the county treasurer may monthly report to the chief administrative officer of the county the amount of funds received, but Goodson says it's never happened. What is happening now is a forensic audit.
The forensic audit will reveal what's going on. My goal is to focus on how to get this fixed.
How close is the county to being broke?
I don't know.
Wouldn't you know as a treasurer?
Yeah. It's.
Then why?
I say that I don't know because I don't know what steps have been taken on the administration side to recoup the revenues that haven't been sought after, that I have said need to be sought after. I can very well say that we are knocking on the door.
Allendale County has lost more than money over the years. It's lost jobs, population, and county personnel critically needed to maintain the books. In a letter to the governor on January 11th of this year, the Department of Revenue writes, Allendale County lacks qualified personnel to administer the accounting and financial needs of the county.
Is your office being made out as the scapegoat?
I feel like, yes. We take a hit. We take a lot of hits. We have always taken a lot of hits.
It's just very simple math. Revenue and expenses. The difference is raising people's taxes or not raising people's taxes. That's why we have citizens involved right now.
Courthouse, schoolhouse, or farmhouse.
You have so many people who are struggling.
The people here can't afford any more hits when their county is nearly broke and they feel broken.
The governor's office and other state departments are very interested in seeing the results of the forensic audit. Now, a forensic audit differs from an internal audit in that the findings can be used as evidence in a criminal case. A company specializing in local government finance is conducting it right now. We don't know how long it will take, but the county administrator told me if the accountants find anything criminal, then they will put the audit on pause, notify the county leaders, which in turn will call SLED.
And I know, Liz, you will keep us posted on all of that. Thank you very much. Let's head outside now.